Hello and welcome to the Executive Hub, the show that helps you grow your business with simple tips and strategies from successful entrepreneurs. My guest today is Sabeer Nelli. Welcome, Sabeer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mustafa.
Great to see you. Great to have you
Mm,
on the show. Today, we're talking about building a legacy in fintech with
mm,
my guest, Sabeer Nelli. Let me do the proper introduction to Sabeer, and we're going to dive into an interesting conversation about
mhm,
fintech and his story.
mhm,
Sabeer Nelli is the CEO and founder of Tyler Petroleum and Zil Money Corporation. He has over 15 years of experience across industries ranging from oil and fuel to retail and real estate. He holds an advanced certification in fintech from Harvard University and a bachelor's degree in business commerce from the University of Texas at Tyler. As a technology oriented entrepreneur, Sabir's journey in fintech began with the launch of an innovative check printing software and B2B payment platform addressing the diverse accounts and payable and receivable needs of small businesses. His leadership has been instrumental in the rapid growth of Zil Money, which today serves over 1 million customers. Sabir, how's your day so far?
Great. No, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's been
Great to
wonderful.
have you. Where about are you?
I'm in Texas, a small city called the Tyler, which is actually in between Austin and Dallas, kind of like a triangle.
And
A
you went
small,
to school there.
correct.
It seems like you just stayed.
I'm staying here and went to school also here in Tyler, Texas.
Nice,
Uh-huh.
nice. So let's dive right into it. What is your story?
Um, Let me actually, by profession, I am a commercial pilot. Then actually, my journey was starting as a training in Boeing, and then I have some physical year went down, and I could not get my first class medical. Then that's how I started in the oil business, and then become it's become one of the fastest growing Inc. 5,000 companies. Then later, we've been having many challenges in the payment industry. We were depending on the many people, like a company like a Bill.com and many other companies. That's how we are gradually coming to the fintech world. That's how the journey started.
Interesting. So, how did you get us started in the fintech world? Was there a moment or a specific idea that sparked you getting into it?
When you ask that exact, there is a momentum in 2012 or 13. I think we were heavily using on the Bill.com. They were kind of a startup that time, and Bill.com, since we are a oil and gas, too much volume going on, and they don't want to take the risk of ACH is always kind of a risk people disputed, so they offloaded us. And by the time I have a many experience in being a ATM processor, having a 13 14 Western Union location, about the money movement, and in the experience in the street, then that's how I thought, why can we do a platform for ourselves? So Zilmani actually made for to solve our own issue. Then back in 2019, we gave it to the public.
Zil Money. So, tell me about Zil Money. What does it do? Who do you serve? And what do you do for them?
We mainly, the reason why, so when we were a small business, Tyler Petroleum, around 200 plus employees and thousands of vendors, and our challenge was that mainly we didn't have everything in one platform to serve. For example, some people we want to pay by check, ACH, wire, cards. So we combined everything together and we serve to the same problem to solve the same small SMBs. They could not afford the big ERP software for, or they have to go to multiples of platform to do that. So we combined everything in one platform to pay and get paid in multiple channel, and serving to the small business, having their problem solved like a big enterprises.
Very interesting. So, your platform helps them pay and get paid.
Get paid, plus
Would
some
that
other business tools.
is that would that be considered like an invoicing software?
Not invoicing, you can generate invoice. We have tools in that. That's many supporting tools for the payment, because the payment, to receive a payment, invoicing is a supporting tool to send them a professional invoice or what it is for. So that's the by the product to support. So we are exclusively a payment software.
Okay, so would you be like competition to Stripe or PayPal?
No, we more like a, to build.com, and in one way for ACH and thing, and like a banking software for the wiring, or printing checks like a deluxe check or RTP. For, there are multiple platforms, we combined everything together. So you can say that all these 5 6 7 platform put together, that is a Zil Money. That was our problem in our first company.
And then, so is it? Are you guys then mostly serving
Yes,
small
majority
businesses?
small business, but we do have a many large corporation like a 7-Eleven corporation, Coca-Cola division in Florida, and Lennar Title, the biggest title company, and a few cities and counties, and including the we process for the state of Kansas. And we have a large, but again, our focus is to the SMBs. Mhm.
Got it. So I know you kind of touched on it, but what are some of the problems that you guys help your clients solve?
I would say the main problem, let me tell you, in 2019, when we give it to the public, right, to the pilot program and to the small business, my thinking was that we may get a few thousand customer in 4 or 5 years. But whenever we give it to public, within a 6 month, we got more than thousands of customer. But we did some marketing and SEO, of course. Then the problem we are actually solving, all these little small business have the same issue of paying a payment, get paid in the multiple channel. For example, it is some customer want to pay you the rent via check, somebody want to pay you by wire, somebody want to pay you by ACH. But regardless, you have to initiate it to maximize your revenue. So we gave all that option in one platform. So that is a main problem we are solving, to do everything in one platform. Mhm.
Fantastic. Okay, let's work on a
Uh-huh.
case study. Give us an example of a client that you work with. What was the challenge that they had, and then how did you guys help them overcome
Okay,
that
so
challenge?
whenever a client come, usually if they're a new client, of course, they don't even know what is their challenge. We need to help them. Okay, make your life easy. This is
Hmm.
what you can do. You don't have to carry your thing and think about and write it down. We can do for you. And some other client, they come from build.com or some other platform. So their problem may be we don't have a proper support. So we give them, we will answer the phone call within 3 ring. That is our policy. A human has to answer it. And some client come and they say that they're worried about their security, so we give them a special server or however they want. So client to client, they have many customized issues. We actually, not like other enterprise, we hands-on holding everything. Whatever their problem, we fix it, writing more code, changing their environment, or giving them extra support. That's how we have a super sticky customers. Mhm.
Interesting. Um, and then who would be some of the competition that you guys have out there?
So, like I told you, we are a combination of multiple platform in a bigger scale, build.com. And then, we have we issue pretty much all kind of rails. So there are multiple people, they're expert in that. So we combine everything together. And there is a,
How
go
would you
ahead.
say? Sorry,
No, I'm saying
no. Go
that
ahead.
there is
Finish up.
another platform called the honeybook.com. And there is a, yeah, several platform. Payment is a large industry. Even I would say to the people, even nowadays when a father and son talk, end of the time there is a transaction happening. So payment is needed for everybody regardless. Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially if companies are having
Mhm.
issues with. I think receivables are probably more important for business than payables. They want to get paid, and they
It's
want to
called the
even get paid
maximize
now.
revenue. So so let me tell you one example for that, right? Whenever you go to a small little shop, right, they put over there, we don't accept Amex. So I think their vision are not in, even Amex, they're paying a 2 or 3 cents extra for a dollar. Their vision is blocking them not to take it. So they're not thinking the maximize the revenue with all kind of multiples of channel to get paid. So we encourage them,
Yes.
don't stop it, even it's cost a few cents extra. your profit margin is anyway 20, 30, whatever your industry standard. It doesn't make any difference to acquiring more revenue. So that's all, we
Yeah.
pushing them, we hands on them, and we bring them to the maximize their revenue.
I mean, it's probably better to get 27%
Nothing,
versus
correct.
nothing.
Uh,
You know, I'd rather get a 30 or 27%. I mean, if they get 30%, say on Visa
yes.
or MasterCard,
Hmm.
for example, on American Express, let's say you get 27 or 26%, that's still cash in
Plus,
your
it's
account.
just a two or
That,
three,
you know,
0.2 or 3 cents difference per dollar. But it's called in a
yeah,
mentally block. Many small business mentally block with just that 2 cents. So we educate them, we make them
I
to
know.
accept in multiple channels, and we provide everything they need. Mm.
I know businesses that don't take Visa or
Uh-huh.
MasterCard either. They're like, oh, that's an
Right.
extra
Yeah.
two
That's
percent.
another
Like, come on.
another version also. They're more, to they don't even take it. They only cash. Mm.
Cash or
Correct.
debit.
Mm.
Interesting.
Mm. Mm.
Give us some of the milestones that you guys have achieved along the way with
The
Zil
first
Money.
milestone, I would say that within the 6 month, I told you we have a more than 5,000 customers. And now, in 2020, somewhere on the middle, we processed almost $1 billion plus. I think end of the 2020 or so, end of the 20 or some, or starting of the 21, right around the COVID
Wow.
time. And now we have a more than a million customer. And there are many not actively using monthly basis, but I would say monthly basis actively using approximately around a 10 percentage. But rest of them are, somebody come and make a wire once in a quarter. Somebody issue a card, virtual card, once in a month or once in a 2 months, like that. So when we reach a million customer, that was a milestone too.
And I'm guessing you guys joined the Inc. 5000 rank
Yeah,
as
that's
well,
actually
right?
our first company, Tyler Petroleum. Correct.
Tyler Petroleum. Very interesting.
Mm.
Very interesting. What would you say,
Mm.
Sabeer, are some of the challenges that you guys faced along the way while reaching those milestones?
In the payment industry, the main challenge is the compliance and the fraud prevention. That's we have to be, how much the technology grow, that much this fraud people also grow in their technology, synthetic and many kind of fraud. That's always and continuing challenge. Doesn't matter however you grow in the technology to prevent them, that much they also grow. So there are companies like a wholesale
Oh,
tech frauds, they resell to the little tiny frauds all this thing.
so
Yeah,
there are wholesale
companies
fraud
like in
companies?
especially, well, Nigeria, North Korea, there are many countries. So they resell this, how to manipulate this thing to the other little guys, and they come and attack and do the fraud things.
Oh my, I
Mhm.
did not know that. A
Yeah,
wholesale
they're
fraud
a high tech
company.
people. They're not small people. They're very mastered in what they do. Mm.
So I'm guessing just like hackers, those guys are working
Yeah.
on fraud
Hmm.
technology. That's why.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. And I'm guessing that your technology and your software needs to constantly keep up with
Security, yeah, we
security
are.
and fraud.
We have to do always. We are all PCI compliant, SOC 1, SOC 2, and HIPAA, and everything is compliant. But still, you seen that Target got hacked within, I think, a few years ago. So it just we have to be very, very careful.
Did you face any other challenges
Not
along the
really.
way?
Then marketing, of course, we need to fight with every other company. Especially we do that, giving the hands-on support, onboarding, and especially the customer support, a human all the time. So that is all we challenge with the market.
Interesting. What did you guys do for your marketing? I mean, getting it seems like you got to a million
Mhm.
customers in no time.
Not no time. It's almost 5 years now, right? 2019.
That's a short time
Yeah,
for a
that's
million
we
customers.
are The main thing, we are much a lot of technology oriented, and my practical experience running Tyler Petroleum in the street business. So we were very good in the optimization of the search engine.
Okay,
Yeah,
SEO
yeah,
was
that's the
one of the
main
main
thing.
one.
We properly providing what exactly customer looking for, and even the wording and everything has to be what they're looking for. Then only they become, for example, whenever they land on our page, our customer has to feel like if they don't read it, they lose something. So that's how we make them to do that and bring to them, because each segment of customer we give, it is made for you. If a restaurant guy is coming in, he need to know
Very
that's
interesting.
made for him, not for a common channel. So in his page, we solve his problem.
Very interesting. That's I like what you said. So you make it so if they feel like if they don't
Mm,
read it, they're gonna
correct.
lose something.
Mhm,
That is very
mhm.
interesting approach. Like, okay, do you have any tips on that? How you achieve that?
No, there is a lot of, especially the, I would say the contents, high quality contents. So then, the practical sense, with the common people come, they are looking their common issues what they're facing. A hotel or motel guy come or attorney come, they have their own challenges. So we concentrate on that content, what they're having, and in a bullet point, we give them such a way it's made for him, just for him.
Very. So, do you have a team
Yes,
that
we
takes care
have
of your
a
content?
large team for that.
Is this like one person? Do you have
No,
a
we have
team? How do you go
just the
about it?
marketing side. We have external team. Okay, internally, we have around 20 people just for the marketing side, and we have external companies also we hire. Hmm.
Love it. And then, so did most of those people, the million people, did they mostly come from SEO or did you have
Okay,
other
in the beginning,
strategies?
for the, let's say, first 1 or 200,000 customer, generally from the CEO, and plus we did some AdWord, and we spent some on that, a large amount of what we could afford at that time. Then now lately we are acquiring more by the network of network. So yeah, for
Network of your
example,
network.
no, you can
Referrals?
say whenever a company send a payment to another guy or company, and he will see that Zil Money is sending a payment of so and so amount, then he will look what is Zil Money. If that company using, there will be something good, so let me also try. So there is no there is a human competition in between. If my supplier using that, it means that there is something good, so they will also, that's why we acquire almost one third of the customer now.
So, okay, does that mean you guys have a referral program?
We do have that, but this is called in a product led growth. The product they give it to others, they will get introduced and they will try, some of
Got
them
it.
or one
Got it.
third of them. Yeah,
So, is this like a strategy where, like, they send an invoice or there's some sort of payment in an email and it says try Zil Money for free type of deal?
correct. Not
Okay.
freeze money, we don't even say that. For example, I sent you a payment, right? Then you get it, you are a first time customer, you get okay, you got a payment from so and so companies, please add your bank account. Then there will be Zilmoney's logo, or this thing will be there. Then you, who is Zilmoney? I also need to
Let me go
send some
check them
money.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, let me check it out.
Very smart.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Looks like you got the network event or what we call the viral coefficient.
Correct.
Very interesting. Wow. Um, what would you say, Sabir, is maybe holding you or your business back right now?
We are actually growing in not in a very high pace, in a 50 percentage over the year to year, and so we are not growing like a 200 percentage. So we don't, then we need a much more like a 2 or 3 million to spend per month. So
You, on marketing?
overall, marketing strategy, hiring more top-notch salespeople in the country, and all this thing, we need to do that now. Then
How
we
big is
could
your
grow
team
even
right
more.
now?
Approximately 100 people.
100 people. Love it.
Mhm.
Love. And then, so is your are your customers mostly in the US, or how does that work?
All of them in the US. We only serving the US now.
Do you serve other countries like Canada or other English speaking
Canada,
countries?
we don't really, but we have some customer. They do kind of business in the US and Canada, cross border. But again, in a majority, or not all of them, our customers are US based.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
I mean, there's probably enough business in the US for you to focus on for a bit.
So much, by the time we die, we could not even get a fraction of that. That's it's a
Oh yeah.
large, yeah.
What's your vision for the company? Are you where do you want to take it in the next 5, 10 years?
We want either we the right time will come in, of course, according to investors, they have a more thing on us and we go to public, or probably some other company will acquire us. We have a sitting with a couple of
Oh,
time, yeah.
like a PayPal or Stripe or
Yeah,
another
Stripe, or
company.
yeah, we already had a couple of sitting with two major companies, and so someone will acquire us.
Very interesting. That's a good way to exit.
Mhm.
Interesting. Um, do you guys or use AI at all in your
Yes,
system?
we do, we do, ever since we are also an early adapter of AI
Okay.
in, yeah, many field, so we are.
How do you implement AI? What does AI do with
In the
your
beginning,
software?
of course, we started internally for coding. Then we expand to more customer service and to analyze the problems and the data, the preventing the fraud and money laundering, etc. So now we are heavily using that.
So you implemented AI in your software to detect fraud?
Fraud, correct. So AI
Okay.
can do better track on the behavior of the payments and the behavior of the payees, and they can track better than what we can.
Any algorithm or
Correct. Yeah.
human check-in, right?
Correct.
Fantastic. Wow.
Hmm.
Um,
Excuse me.
interesting. So tell us about the fintech world, and where is it now and where is it going? Where do you see it going in the next 2 to 5 years?
Depends. For example, country to country, I would say that the world is moving to cashless technology,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard some country like Sweden already a cashless country. So either soon US will be also a cashless country, the whole world actually, and there is no need of a banking location. So maybe I would say one location in Dallas, Texas, to serve some certain type of people. They really have to have a cash on hand. Otherwise, it will be wiped out within next 4 or 5 years. Banking location is not really required. And only thing is that the worry about it. So and if a government or anybody want to punish a citizen, so they can block him. So he will not be able to buy anything because it's all cashless technology.
So
So
interesting.
yeah,
What about all the tech customers that need to go to the bank to pay a bill, or need customer service, deal with their mortgage and this and that?
yeah, that is all. They don't need a location anymore. Actually, that is all. See, the call is now the latest AI and all. We are preventing the problem before even it's happening, right? So this kind of little issue they never will be facing much. Even if they have, they pick up a call and the support team will be some part of the world. And most like in AI will support, he knows the problem exactly before even they talk it. They started, they are analyzing thousands and millions of problems. So things will be dramatically changing, already changing.
Interesting.
Mhm.
I never saw. I thought the number of banking locations would reduce and go down, but I didn't see it like disappearing, everything going online. And
No, it's disappearing. Even last time when I talked to the bank owner, he has a 32 location. and I invited him to come to Fintech world, a part of it, and he was resisting 3 years ago. Then I told him, tomorrow you will see the Tyler Cumberland branch will be a Cumberland hamburger within 5 years, because all the, including the house loan, people are going to the online banking. Online, there are many platform, equity, that and this and all, right? And they get a decision within few minutes rather than waiting in the bank for a week or so, because they all make a decision with algorithm. Upload your data and they
Yeah,
make a decision.
yeah.
And when the
I,
bank
I'm
think,
guessing.
mm,
No, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, when bank think they might get the business thing, nowadays business also going to the online, Amex funding, PayPal funding is a quicker decision, giving you all the banking data, and rather than waiting them so many days.
That's right.
Yeah,
I could see that happening on your app,
mhm.
where there would probably be an app to shop around for your mortgage for the best rate. You
Right.
click all
Mm,
your data, or all your driver's license, all the documentation is there.
mm,
Click, in a couple of minutes, you'll know yes or no.
mm,
And that, I'm guessing there might be a couple of small offices for people that have
mm.
problems and they need to fix it face to face. But then it seems to me like 70 to 80% of transactions could be done online.
Correct. It will be much more online, but the reason why they have a, for example, let's say connect your bank account. So the algorithm will check how many time he went to Walmart or Starbucks or Dillard's. Then they know that how many time, which day he was fund is slow. Their sort of algorithm will say that he is a individual of $100,000 income. So we don't need their paycheck or anything. We can see the
Right.
behavior just watching his 1 year bank account.
Interesting.
So as much bank account access he's give, and as much social platform he give, that much quicker decision will be made, and that much higher amount he will have a credit line.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Wow, the possibilities on that are endless.
Yeah, I mean, it's asking your social and running the credit history. It's all outdated now. Give your data, your transaction, where do you shop, or what do you do, connect with your bank. We know better about you rather than your credit score, or you may have a problem with your phone company, you never paid them. It doesn't matter to us. We just want your data,
Right.
your
Is that
behavior.
where things are at right now, or is that where it's going?
No, no, that's already we are using all that. Whenever the customer come, we know how, to give a transaction limit and all. We go through that. So depends upon the transaction, our system will tell us he is capable for to, we give a restriction, right? This much ACH he can send, wire he can send, to mitigate our fraud and any AML issues and all. So we use all his data.
Got it.
Mhm.
Very interesting. So when customers want to deal, is that happening in the beginning when someone wants to sign up to be a customer, or when you sign them up?
Yeah,
Is that what
whenever they are
happens?
electronically send the money, we required in the US to know who is he. So we want to know his information. At least
Got it.
one party thoroughly, either payee or a payer. So we need to require to do that.
So, fintech question.
Mhm,
And I think we didn't dive into that yet.
mhm.
Tell us what is fintech for those of us that don't know, and how does it help?
Fintech is a technology over the financial. So, for example, a traditional bank, you go, they have a certain limitation, they have a strict banking ruling. So, fintech can make, just like a Uber comes to the taxi world, right? Taxi have a many rule, and they can do only one city, this area, this parking, right? When the technology come on that, right, in technology, that's all gone. You park in your house, whenever the customer call, you go right away, right? So life made so easy. Same like a fintech also is on top of the bank as an like an orange. So we make the life easy for the business and individuals. Mm,
Interesting. So, pardon my ignorance.
mm.
I'm not a fintech. I'm not too familiar with fintech. Do you guys use blockchain technology in your system
Yeah,
for
blockchain
security?
is another technology. We don't use blockchain now, but we are thinking blockchain is like more like, for example, you have one accounting guy, right? And he write your transaction. And tomorrow, if you want to change something, you have to tell him, pick up the phone, hey, change it. But now imagine that you have a 10,000 accounting guys, different part of the world, everybody's writing. So once you made a transaction, you cannot change it. It's not just one or two or three or four. It's around the world is already gone. That's kind of a blockchain theory. Whenever something happened, it's happened. So it's more nobody more transparent. Mhm.
Okay. I hear that in fintech, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that in fintech, some companies are using blockchain for security.
Yeah, you
Am I
can say
wrong about that?
security means once happened, it's happened, and it's a blockchain made in a powerful backend, and it's fully
Okay.
transparent, so nobody can hide it. Whoever
Got it.
no platform. It's like a transparent world. The data is there in multiple places and many. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. So somebody could
yes,
trace
it's
their
easily
transaction and see where it's
traceable.
going. Interesting. Just like a blockchain transaction where you could buy and sell
Correct.
Bitcoin.
Mhm.
Okay. Sabir, who has had a major influence on your business journey?
Whom I got influenced, or what is?
Who influenced you on your business
Oh,
journey?
of course, my parents and my teachers, and there are many. It's a journey. There are.
Is there any person that maybe you had as a mentor or someone that has a good impact on your business
Yeah, there are
in
many
your
many
journey?
people in my journey. Ever since I started to all the way to journey, there are lots of people influenced. I It's hard to pick one.
Okay. If you had to go back and give yourself
Mhm.
advice to your younger self when you were first starting this company, what advice would that be?
I always say that in my thinking, your success is not up to you. There are many factors beyond your control to be success and to be wealthy or rich or whatever. It's not like if you hard work you become a rich. No, there are many factor around us which is we have no influence. So we work not after the money, but to satisfy what you're doing. For
What do you
example,
mean
one
by that?
customer, like recently 4 or 5 months ago, he asked me the same question: who is your competitor? Then I said, in a larger way, Bill.com. He said, no, Bill.com, they don't even have a half of the facility you have. Exactly a businessman needed. You provide everything. Yes, that's true, because I was a businessman having two, 300 employees and several locations. So we made everything the way we needed. So whenever he said, you are everything I need is you providing. So even printing a shipping label, that's all our problem. It's nothing to do with the fintech, but as a business sometimes you need a stamp. So when I see that when we send something, it will be in the car or in the truck or wherever having no stamps or having no label, because you forget. So that's all we made in the system, and that's happiness we bring it to them. You will automatically lead into the success path.
Got it. Interesting. Interesting. What do you enjoy about running as a CEO and founder of your company?
You see, long time ago someone asked me, so what do you enjoy? My answer is that work is my hobby, work is my holiday. I enjoy that, and work is my vacation. I really enjoy it. It's not like a something to force to do. Problem solving.
So your first business was Tyler Petroleum, right? Tell us about that. How what was taught is does that business
Yeah,
still
still exists,
exist?
and it is a petroleum business, and we were running several retail location, truck stop, restaurants, laundromat, and gas hauling from refinery to station, dealers, all this thing
Uh-huh.
involved in the Tyler Petroleum.
And
Yeah,
you
we
still
still
have that
have it.
company.
We kind of slowing down
Very
on
interesting.
that. Some of them we sold some sector. We are moving more into technology because, like technology will take over everything either today or tomorrow.
So how did you go from that business to petroleum business, restaurants and all that to fintech?
Same like I said, we were using multiple platform, and one day morning Bill.com offload us. Then we thought, why can we make the way we wanted, combining everything rather than depending on the several platform for several type of payment channel. That's how.
So your vendor
Off,
fired you? Is that what happened?
correct.
Offload or
Yeah, they
and then
they
you're like, screw you, I'm gonna be your competition?
not competition. We actually made to solve our own problem.
Now you know
So
what I mean? It's
yeah,
just like
yeah,
you just
yes.
decided to build your own system.
Yeah, then we build our way. Then later, in 2019, we give it to actually in 18 to some pilot program to other oil dealer companies. They like it. Then 2019, we give it to public, everybody, every business people. We started marketing more.
Wow. That is quite a story.
Hmm.
So you turn if you're not happy with a vendor, you could just replace them,
Man,
basically.
it's like I told you, it's not just how we planned. It's there are many factors around us which is not in our control for every company success and failure.
What do you attribute to your success? What is your method to your success, I guess?
Methods means, when I would say the same story. Whenever you are a success in anything, let's say you have to be success in, for example, if you are getting more and wealthy, right? You have to be more in giving also, helping people
Mhm.
also, and in your character, politeness, everything you have to go up. So don't go opposite direction. Then some kind of conflicts happens, right? I would say
So
whenever you want to be highly successful, you need to have a mentality to help so many people in different ways. Not I'm not just giving away. For example, Amazon, he helped thousands of people to buy seamlessly, millions of people, right? Whatever they need. And he also helped another millions of shop to sell their products seamlessly. So he helping the economy, not just around him, millions of people are helping on top of what he do, giving. So that's the key point. We have to be more into the, you have to help millions of people to be a billion-dollar company.
so
Mm,
that's a great way to you want to help a lot of people. Okay.
mhm,
So what's your take on this? Do you go small? Let me ask this first. Do you like if someone is starting a company,
uh-huh.
do they go small and slowly build it and make it bigger, or do they plan to serve a million people and plan that way and build the foundation that way?
If they can make it, I would say that, for example, if you have a powerful to do that, of course you may have a enough cash for that, then buy the time with the money.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. Because look, I know Amazon. The Jeff Bezos started with selling. He was selling DVDs or renting DVDs to begin with,
Right.
or something like that,
Mhm.
or books.
Yeah,
Was it?
books, but he quickly expanded, and I think within 3 years or so he went to public, and he massively grown. But he did not grow as Timu grown, because That's also another thing we need to learn. Even 2 3 years ago, I was thinking, who will be there to challenge Amazon now? They become such a massive company around the world with all the footprint. They are not just like a Facebook, having so much headcount. They are massively established with the physical presence and
Oh
private,
yeah.
all kind of network, right? But it could happen. Temu come,
Someone could, yeah, oh yeah,
yeah,
pull the
within
rug.
a year and a half, they got, I don't know, 80, 90, so many millions of customer. What Amazon acquired in 20, 30 years. So
Who was
tomorrow,
that again?
what
Who was that?
Amazon acquired, I think 80 or 90, I don't know, 80, 70, 80 million customer in the US for the last 25, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Timu come and acquired within a year and a half or 1 year or so.
Timu.
Yeah, Timu, another company challenging Amazon now. So what I'm saying that people could grow from zero to anything in no time.
Interesting. So I see ads from Timu,
Correct.
but I never shopped on Timu. Is
Yeah,
that a
Timu
US
is
based company?
no, it's a Chinese company, but it's a pretty popular now. They have as much as
Yeah.
customer Amazon have in the US.
Wow. Around the world.
Hmm. No, around the world is another challenge. That's a different story.
But that's 80, 90 million in US?
I think so.
My
80 million
goodness.
customer in the US, almost
Eh,
close to Amazon. What they acquired in 3 decades, they did
My
in
goodness.
year and a half. Mhm.
And they're selling their stuff dirt cheap.
They're cheap, correct? Amazon
My goodness.
Amazon also started their site also called Hole or Holu or something. Amazon Hall, same competing with the as cheap as Timu.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that story.
Hmm.
That is very interesting.
Now, the answer is that, like you ask, you can grow as much as you want if you have enough cash to pump in. And by the time
Very
Amazon
interesting.
spent 20 years to get that customer, Timu spent a year and a half to get the same customer.
I
Mm.
think Amazon spent 20, 30 years preparing people and getting them used to online shopping.
That's You can say that's a good point because Amazon teach.
Yes. And now
Then
that people are used to it, someone else could pop up, be like, and most people would be like, I can't compete against Amazon. Amazon is so big. But these
mm,
guys, they came in and pulled the rug.
no,
And
that's a myth. You can always get a piece of that, because then actually I would always say whenever you start a company that's already well familiar with the public. Then you don't need to teach them. Somebody already taught them. So then you fight with them, giving a better quality where they're missing or lacking, focus on the niche point. Then you can get a piece of that. So same like Uber. Uber spends millions of dollars to teach how to use Uber in different part of the world. Asian countries, I have seen that. Then they have their own company come. They actually growing in the shadow of what they taught. They don't have to spend all that. They only have to count the revenue.
wow. Um, Very interesting.
Mm,
Sabir, do you read books?
I do.
Give me two of your favorite books of all time.
I mean, I always say much more theologically. I read a lot of Holy Quran and the practical living of the prophets, Muhammad and Jesus and Abraham and all. That's I derive lots of practical their living, and which is very fascinating. And plus, I read lots of books, selling books, and which is all actually giving a lot of deep knowledge of many many things which we don't even know, how the people brain mind and all, so much, it's really wonderful.
Do you have a favorite book on business? Any favorite business books that have made a big impact on you?
Nowadays, the book also, the even the book I reading, I actually changed to audible or summary type in the last 2 3 years. It's not actually reading book I used to, but now it's more and more to summarizing or audible, etc.
Very nice.
Mhm,
Very nice.
mhm.
What's one advice that made a big impact on your life or business?
The best advice I see that long time ago, some of them told me that the relationship management around
What do
you,
you mean?
yeah, around you, the relationship is really make you more energized and powerful. Right, in business, I would say you should never have a time to challenge or go against. So manage, even if your employees you firing or getting work, keep up that relationship in the best way. Tomorrow he will not come against you, he will not talk bad about you.
Interesting. Do you have any tips on the relationship management? Is that like how do you go about it?
Tip is same thing. For example, keep up yourself always in a happy moment. Even like I told you, firing an employee or they're leaving you, you need to keep up that tomorrow he will not be against you. So many little business I have seen that whenever anything go wrong, they take it too deep on emotionally, which is not your business. Your business is something else. You have to really prepare for that, not to deviate your emotion to that direction.
Okay, so when it comes to
Mm.
managing
Mhm.
difficult employees, or if you want to fire someone, how do you go about it?
There are many ways to do that. Number one, I always tell them, my people, do not create a personal anger first. So do not use the word I or we, or always use the system or the offices or your report. Blame on something else. Since your report, your expectation did not work, that's why they decided. Never say I decided. So
Got
overall,
it.
the company decided because of so and so thing.
Very interesting. Yeah, I love it. Keep yourself in a happy moment.
Mm.
Don't turn people against you, and manage your relationships. That's a great, great, great advice. Um, Sabir, this was a great, great conversation. I learned a lot, and you shared a lot of good tips and strategies. Is there a question that I should have asked that would have added value to people that are watching or listening?
Hmm. One of the questions also you should ask me, that the same way I would always tell them, you need to be always be ready to get rejected. So whenever I have seen people start something and they did not successful, or they, let's say a salesman called 20 people, right? He have to pre-planned 90% my calls will be rejected.
Hmm.
He has to be ready for that. Habits of getting rejected. When you go and knock the door something, be prepared you get rejected. So these habits make them keep going and keep striving to make the things happen.
Beautiful.
Yeah, habits of rejection.
Especially for someone that's running a business,
Correct.
sales business. I mean, entrepreneurs. We need to get used to that.
Hmm.
I mean, if you don't, I mean, if you even if you don't want it,
Mm.
you'll get used to it. You have to, whether you like it
That's
or
true.
not.
That's true.
Beautiful. Where can people learn more about you, reach
Mm.
out, and learn more about your services?
Mm. Correct.
Where can
Oh,
people learn more about you and your services and reach out and get in touch?
you mean the people working around me?
No,
What,
where can people that are watching or listening learn about your company or learn about you and your services?
what is your question?
Like your website, where can people reach out to you on LinkedIn or
Oh,
any other
okay. You
place?
mean my contact information?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When go to my LinkedIn, Sabeer Nelli, or my website, Sabeer.com, or email sabeer@zilmoney.com.
Okay. So
Uh,
Zil Money is a website for Zil Money, I guess.
Correct. Yeah.
Zilmoney.com,
Yeah. Or yeah, mine is sabeer.com. Or,
Sabir.com.
uh,
Beautiful. Um, Sabir, again, this was a great conversation. I learned a lot and you shared a lot of good stuff. Gang, if you have any questions for Sabir, put them in the comments of the show on whichever channel you're watching.
mhm,
And send this to a friend that could benefit from this conversation. And maybe they need to hear Sabir's message.
mhm.
And we'll go from there. You've been listening to another episode of the Executive Hub Show. I'm Mustafa Hosseini, yours truly, and my guest, Sabeer Nelli. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on our next episode. Bye
Great.
now.
Thank you so much.